Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars, and welcome to my second classic Denzel Washington film review. And the film that I have chosen to do my second review on is the 1998 supernatural thriller Fallen. This is again one of my favourite Denzel Washington films, and it's not one that gets mentioned an awful lot as it actually happens. But it's actually one of his most unusual ones in his filmography, because he hasn't done an awful lot of movies like this. He has done a lot of thrillers and action movies and cop type movies, but this one with a supernatural edge to it, a little bit of horror sprinkled in it. He hasn't dabbled an awful lot in his career. And this film has got a great cast. Obviously we have Denzel Washington, we have John Goodman, who plays his partner, is called Jonesy. We have Donald Sutherland, who's the lieutenant, and we have James Gandolfini. Now then, what is this film about? Well, this film focuses on Denzel Washington's character, John Hobbes, who at the beginning of the film he has apprehended a very, very nasty serial killer called Edgar Reese. And right at the beginning is about to be put to death in prison, Edgar Reese, and he requests an audience with the detective that caught him, and that happens to be John Hobbes, Denzel Washington's character. So they have this exchange behind bars, and he starts speaking this weird language, Edgar Reese, and then he's put to death, and then something weird happens. It's like his soul leaves the body and then enters somebody else. All goes quiet for a few days, and then these murders start happening again. The killer starts taunting Denzel Washington's character, Detective Hobbes, and these killings seem far too familiar, and very much like the killings from Edgar Reese from the past. And it slowly becomes clear to John Hobbes that he's been targeted by something otherworldly, and he seeks the help from a character called Greta Milano, whose father some years previously came across this spirit, Azazel as it becomes known, who is basically a fallen angel, a demon, who has been around for thousands of years, and basically Hobbes' body, the only way it can stay alive is by living in a human host. And it can swap hosts just like that, just through touch, which it does consistently through this movie, taunting Denzel Washington's character, and he comes to realise eventually that his life is being put under threat. He's being framed, and those that he cares about the most are also being put at risk by this fallen angel, this demon Azazel. And it becomes a game of cat and mouse, and how is he going to figure out how to defeat this supernatural entity? Right, okay, that's the basic outline of the story. In case you haven't seen it, I'll try not to spoil too much here, but like I say, with the classic film reviews, I feel like it's okay to be a bit more open about them, because they've been out there for quite some time, and there's probably a good chance you have seen it. So, like I said, this is quite a unique film in Denzel Washington's filmography. He hasn't done a lot of movies like this, and it's a really, really interesting film, because it came out about the not too long after the serial killer movie Seven. And a lot of movies were trying to imitate that movie Seven at the time, and a lot of them failed miserably. Now, this one doesn't try to imitate Seven, even though it has themes throughout it similar to Seven in regards to the serial killer, and the way the police detectives are presented and things. It's quite dark and gritty, and very little of it is in daylight, all that kind of stuff. So it has similar themes running through it, but it actually puts a refreshing twist onto the serial killer genre, because all the other films out at the time were basically just trying to recreate that movie 7, and this does something different with the genre, which I really appreciated at the time. It's a great performance by Denzel, in one of those performances where his character at times is actually quite hard to like. He's quite unlikable, certainly at the beginning of the film. He's a bit egocentric and a bit cocky, and as the film goes on you start feeling more and more empathy and sympathy for this character. So it's a really well made film, well directed film, well acted film, great performances by everybody. John Goodman's great, Donald Sutherland, he's not utilised enough in this film, but he's fine for what you see him in. And there's some really interesting sequences and quite creative sequences, especially the sequences where the demon is swapping bodies, and they're well choreographed and well filmed. And my favourite part of this film is the sequence where he realises what is happening, and the demon kind of reveals itself to him by singing and then touching all these bodies, so that the next person immediately takes over and then carries on singing and singing. You can see the confusion and fear in his face as this realization slowly hits him as to what is happening, even though he's still desperately confused. So this is a really good film. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Very good Denzel Washington film. So we've got one more to go next week, and I'll keep you guessing as to what that one is going to be. But pop some ideas in the comments and see if you can guess which one it's going to be. So thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.